look out. Here come former SportsCenter anchor Bob Stevens, esteemed basketball coach Rich Basirico, and Hall of Fame sports writer Curry Kirkpatrick. And someone's going under the bus.
Welcome in to Under the Bus. Bob Stevens along with Curry tonight. Rich is on an airplane headed for Italy. You know, that's what
temporarily Italian.
Huh?
Well, he's always Italian, but he's a temporary Italian resident for about a month, it sounds like.
Good luck on him getting back into the country. We could throw them under the bus right off the bat. Hey, we're going to start with baseball because it's over my shoulder, and we got people to throw under the bus too. In fact, Rich is the New York teams we can throw under the bus for sure because they are limping home. They might still both make the playoffs, but we're watching, of course, Detroit and Cleveland playing. Cleveland behind 2-0 in this do-or-die kind of series with the Tigers. Cleveland was 15 games down about a month ago, and now they are
15 and a half. Which would be a record breaker if they win, right? If they win the pennant there, it's the record breaker. 15 and a half games down.
You know, when we were growing up, you know, the 1914 Miracle Braves, you had read about them. And then there were the 51 Giants, you know, who came and caught the Dodgers. This would be bigger than either
the
one of those.
Mets.
Amazing.
Amazing Mets, of course, chasing down
Well,
Cubs.
the question is, what would be a bigger choke, the Tigers or the Mets with their $1 zillion payroll missing the playoffs entirely?
Wouldn't that be something?
Which could happen, right?
Oh, yeah. $340 million payroll, and they are tied beginning Tuesday night when we're taping this. They're tied with Cincinnati.
And Arizona's a game back or something?
Yeah. But Cincinnati has Terry Francona, who, of course, used to manage the Guardians. He's a genius. They're still in the hunt and will be probably into the weekend. Justin Jarrett joining us. I should formally introduce him. He is our producer on most
like a regular around here.
He is our guest star today.
Charlie Hayes.
Charlie Hayes.
Yeah.
All right. The Tigers have let this one get away for sure. The big story in baseball, besides this series, the Major League Baseball today approved the robo-umps to be used next year. Thoughts, Curry, about having the umpires will still call the balls and strikes, but you can appeal.
Well, I'm confused about that. So there's going to be a human being umpire behind the plate still at all times.
Yes,
but he's not going to do anything. Just the robo.
He will
call the game.
There's a challenge system.
Unless there's a challenge.
If you don't like a call, you tap the top of your head, and almost instantly, like tennis, it'll tell you. It's because it's the same kind of technology. It'll tell you a ball or strike. And
you go to the challenge. You go to the challenge, then you talk to the human being, right?
Well, then the challenge can overrule the human being.
Yeah, the robot is the challenge.
The robot.
You go to the robot for the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've been using it in the minor leagues, and
used it. I watched it in spring training, and it looked terrific. Mm-hmm. It did not slow the game down because the decision is made almost instantly, and you only get 2 challenges a game. That's going to be the interesting bit of strategy. Is if you're a coach, do you just let the guy? Do you let your best player do it? Do you wait for a situation? When do you?
Because these guys are gonna pull the trigger and use them on their own because know how they are. They'll be like, whoa! They'll be gone in the first inning. The first month of the season, they'll use them all up in the first inning.
Are the umpires?
Pitchers will be going.
Yeah.
Are the human being umpires going to be allowed, like the home plate umpire?
Yes.
Is he going to be allowed to make movements on a strike call, or like some umpires? Are real
strikes.
Oh, you mean like punch them out and then they go tap, and it goes ball? Oh, yeah, sure.
Punch them out, make movements like,
Oh, yeah.
And
then they'll, they're going to stew when the robot turns it over.
Like Leslie Nielsen and
Enrique Palazzo.
Are they going to have a little box that shows them what the strike strike or ball call is?
Well, they're going to call the game like normal, and then they'll have an earpiece like the catchers do now for the communication system with the pitchers.
Yeah,
and they'll have an earpiece that'll tell them.
It'll tell them whether it's a ball or strike.
Ball or strike.
Yeah. It's going to be great when it overrules them. They're going to get in their feelings. It's going to be so funny. I'm torn about this because I have a deep disdain, appreciation and disdain for umpires. Really just a double-edged sword of feelings. But also I am terrified of these robots. I mean, the robots, they warned us for decades about the robots, and now we're just welcoming them into our sports and everything else. And here we go. We're trusting the robots.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so far the robots seem to be fairly well accepted by the umpires. That we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I mean, you have to accept your benevolent new leaders.
You want to keep your job, right?
That's right.
To get back to Bob's Guardians, which I've now become a fan because Bob's such a fan, and this is really an amazing deal they're working on. Hopefully they'll sweep Detroit tonight, but they're behind already, right? So, but Bob, I still hate that name. I hate the Guardians name. I think they should steal from New York and call themselves the G-Men. That would be much fun. The G-Men of Cleveland. That would be great. I
thought they should have been the Spiders. That would have been an homage and unique.
But for Curry, Elliot Ness, who became the famous, FBI, got his start in Cleveland. So getting away.
Really?
I mean, I thought the Guardians was kind of a cool name until I found out about the Guardians of Traffic, and then I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, they're on the bridge. The Guardians are.
Yeah, that made it less cool in my mind somehow. But
remember, it's a town whose football team is named after a color. So.
Touché.
And how about them? We'll talk about the Browns because we throw the Packers under the bus for blowing that game, but the Browns were winners.
About your Guardians, what's crazy to me is that almost the exact same thing happened last year, but in reverse. The Guardians were cruising along, and then about a month left in the season, they hit the skids, and Detroit got red hot and overtook them. It was very similar. It may not have been quite
the Guardians
as big of a
won the division. Detroit got the wild card.
That's right.
And the Guardians
chased them down.
It was not like this at all. It was actually
it was Detroit that did the flip flop. They chased them down at the end last year, and this year.
Well, they just played better. They played their way into the playoffs. They should not have probably not have been in the playoffs, but they played their way in. They beat Houston, and these two played. They could still play next week in the playoffs. So that's kind of a weird moment.
And Yankees Red Sox is in play as well.
Don't they have the second or third? Don't they have the second or third lowest payroll in baseball? The G-Men.
Yeah, they're in the bottom five, and they've paid one player, and that's Jose Ramirez, and he's earned it. But they are.
Well, and that's not including
because he was going to be a free agent next year.
That's not including the money my favorite G-Man got from all his gambling, Class A, and now he's gone. Right? Is he in jail, or what's the story with him? They just suspended him, or what did they do with him?
He and another pitcher, Jose Ortiz, a starting pitcher who ate a lot of innings up, were both suspended for gambling issues.
Definitely, yes.
And they've just been kind of pushed away.
That
you never hear about them. Are they going to get a hearing? Are they going to get a what?
And the gulag.
Baseball's still investigating. I think the Guardians have pretty much given up on both of them. They don't expect to ever see them again. They're not going to see them the rest of this year because the investigation.
Have you guys dug into that story? It's like it comes down to just a handful of pitches that they're investigating.
Yeah,
people were betting on the outcome of specific pitches that were found to be suspicious.
Yeah. We should send Justin. We should send your boy. We should send your boy Pedro on that story. What's his name?
Absolutely.
Pedro.
Pablo Torre.
Pablo Torre.
Yeah. Pablo. I call him Pedro.
But Rich probably knows about this. He probably bets on pitch by pitch on the Yankees.
If it were the Yankees, we'd have had it settled by now, or the Dodgers or whatever. We'd know what's going on.
Right.
But, we don't. We'll deal with Cleveland after the season.
I didn't know that about Elliot Ness is from Cleveland. Of course, I know Elliot Ness by his other name, Kevin Costner. I remember.
Good stuff. Anyway, it's a great finish down. As we come down the stretch for the final few days of the baseball season, it's going to all end on Sunday. I think it's kind of cool. They have every team on Sunday plays at the same time. 3:10.
Yeah, within from 3:05 to 3:20 or something.
That's a change. That's a change.
All at the same time.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. It takes its cue from European football, right? The soccer.
That's right.
They kick off at the same time on the final leg.
Now, when will this?
This will segue into the NFL because the Guardians are having a player carted off the field.
What in the world?
Seriously.
His nose is bleeding, and Scooble probably broke his nose.
The batter?
And it got called a strike.
Yeah. The batter got hit in the face. Is that what we're looking at?
The batter got hit in the face.
Yikes.
Oh.
Somebody
else will come up and be a hero.
Now they're going to have to rally behind him.
Yeah.
Down 2-1?
Yeah, they're behind 2-1, bottom of the sixth. It was a 2-2 pitch. It was
squared to bunt.
David Fry squared around a bunt and was just facing the pitcher and got hit right in the cheekbone.
Face.
So.
Nice.
That's a bad one.
David Fry hit a couple of great homers last year, and next year he's going to be their backup catcher and DH. But he had ACL, Tommy John surgery, and so he has been able to do nothing but pinch hit, and he's not been able to play the field all year. He's DH'd some and very badly, and now he's just
and now his face.
I think we're a Guardians podcast now.
Yeah. So they're bringing up a left-handed rookie that they called up a week ago to face Scooble. Yikes! This kid that's been in the minor.
Scooble just hit the guy in the face.
Bob, who is the Guardians ace that's pitching this game?
Gavin Williams, a second round pick, 3 years ago, who has been terrific the last half of the year. Still walks too many guys, but he's got great stuff. Almost pitched a no-hitter. He got into the ninth inning against the Mets last month.
Oh yeah, that was just recently.
Yeah, and almost pitched a no-hitter, and so he's their ace. And so they matched aces today, and it'll be the next 2 days. We'll see how the benches handle.
Speaking of the Mets, going out with a whimper. Cubs just put a couple more up. 5-1 Cubbies in the second.
Cubbies are beating the Mets.
5-1, yeah.
The Mets are indeed a mess, and we can certainly throw them under the bus. Let's take a break.
They've had it rough.
Let's take a break while the Guardians try to catch up here, and we'll come back. We've got NFL to talk about, college football. We had a coach fired today. Ryder Cup still going on, and even college basketball. There's even a little nugget that I want to hear from Curry about in college basketball. We'll get it.
I wish Rich were here for that.
Huh?
I wish Rich were here for that.
Yeah, Under the Bus, presented by Hudson's on the Docks. All right, the pitch com would not have struck out George Valera there, but unfortunately, Tarek Scooble did. We're back Under the Bus, brought to you by Hudson's on the Docks, great seafood restaurant on Hilton Head Island. You can find out more at hudsonsonthedocks.com. Let's go to, it's got a spin in the wheel of great stuff to talk about. Let's do NFL this segment.
All right.
Curry, you kept texting as you have now started to do on every weekend. Kickers. All about the kickers.
How about block kickers?
Blocked kicks.
How about
this
blocks? Week. Unbelievable block week. 4 or 5 games decided by block kicks. But I'm going to go to the most recent game, which had nothing to do with blocks, which was Monday night. Another big game. Another Derrick Henry fumble toward the end of the game. I mean, what is the deal with this guy? You know, that game. You know, Detroit made some great plays at the end of the game to kind of run away with it. But that game was back and forth. It was anybody's game when Henry, you know, they're down 28-24 and Baltimore's going in for the lead score and he fumbles on the 20. I mean, it was
like about the same spot on the field, about the same place in the game as the
against
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know if I was unkind.
I was 50 points ahead of Rich's fantasy team last night, going into last
David
night's
Montgomery.
Game. But he had Derrick Henry, and he also had Jahmyr Gibbs, and I was done. So I had to, you know, in the first half, both of them get a touchdown. Both of them are doing things. I'm thinking, oh no, he's going to come back from 50 points down to win. And
Guards have the lead, buddy.
Guardians just took the lead.
Sure did.
Who got the hit?
Nobody. It was ground out to first to score J-Ram from third.
All right.
A dribbler to the right side.
This is how the Guardians do it. They lead the league in ground balls to first to get a run home.
Hey, I love those.
They might be, Curry. They will be the worst. If they make the playoffs, they will be the worst hitting team to make the playoffs.
Ever. Yeah, for sure.
Since the 88 Dodgers, who had Hershiser, I mean, their batting order was awful too, except for Kirk Gibson. And again, these guys have Ramirez, but my goodness, they're awful. I mean, they will regularly play 3 guys that are hitting under 200. You know, you can't do that.
That's crazy.
And
so
crazy.
I mean, the league average now is what, like 237 though?
It's closer to 250, but the Guardians are dead last in batting average, dead last in slugging. They do hit some home runs, but boy, they are. I mean, it's a team full of 220 hitters, and that's a hard way to go about it. But they've allowed half as many runs as anybody else the last 3 weeks or so. Anyway, back to the NFL.
Well, how about that Cleveland football team? They came up with one of those big block punts and
blocked field goal,
or block field goals,
And we're throwing Jordan Love under the bus. We're throwing Jordan Love under the bus. It throws an interception on his own 20 when he's up 10-3. I mean, these guys, I don't understand it. They make such boneheaded plays and they lose the game. Look, that lost the game. The block, the block came later, but they were going to win that game easily. And Jordan Love throws a stupid ball. I don't get back to Jerry Jones. He's going under. I mean, this trade, Micah Parsons is gone to Green Bay. Okay, Green Bay loses, but Dallas gets humiliated by the Bears runners. I mean, you think Micah Parsons could have stopped that humiliation? They make the wild boy Caleb Williams look like Brett Favre, for God's sakes. I mean, Dallas was terrible. I mean, and it's Jerry Jones sits up there.
2025 Russell Wilson looked like 2015 Russell Wilson the week before, and the Chiefs made him look awful this week. So that really shows you how fierce that Dallas defense is.
Well, and now, as we know today, he's gone, and they're going to go with the rookie.
So this would have been a great spot for Rich to chime in on his boy Jackson Dart, who's going.
Boy, I was thinking about him the other night when I was watching Russell throw him off the uprights in the red zone 3 times in a row, one into the tunnel. I mean, it was a comical sequence of just panicked throws to nowhere.
The 2 New York teams are 0-6. Houston, Tennessee, Miami, and New Orleans are the other 0-3s. You know who's going to end up with the best record in the NFL when this season's over?
Indianapolis.
Yeah. Because they got
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
I mean, they got the best running back in the league. They got a great offensive line. Their defense is playing great. And Jones looks like a really serviceable NFL quarterback with a great ground game and a great offensive line. And he's making big plays. I love Indiana Jones, by the way. It's a great nickname. Great nickname.
If he won from Duke, I wouldn't mind him. Except he's from Duke.
Yeah, fair.
I'm listening on the beach Sunday to Philadelphia, Los Angeles.
Oh my goodness.
And it's 20, they're 19. The kicker, how about this kicker? Joshua Carty is his name.
Yeah.
He's kicking those balls after every field goal. It makes a bunch of field goals. He's kicking these balls he's dropping knuckleballs in the landing zone, and the radio guys were saying how the Eagles receivers couldn't figure him out. They couldn't, they caught the ball and then they went into the end zone. They couldn't figure it out. Well, the guy is at the end of the game, and now he's got to kick field goals, and he gets that one blocked, and then he goes for the winner. And how can you get a second one blocked? I mean, you just can't allow yourself to do that. But the Eagles defensive guys said that they know Jalen Carter and I guess Jordan Davis got the second one. They said they noticed Carty's setup in his angle, and he had this low trajectory. So that's how they got both of them.
They knew. I heard that too. They said they knew if they just got a good enough push and got their hands up at the right time that they could get it, because he just wasn't putting enough air under it. But no, it was unbelievable, the number of block kicks. And then the Eagles, I mean, I was ready to write them off in the first half, just about. They looked awful. And then they come out in the second half and do that. It does feel like they're kind of using smoke and mirrors right now, though. And it does feel like the NFL might finally do something about the tush push now that it's obvious that they're false starting most of the time.
Well, they didn't call that false start. They didn't call it yesterday. They saw it easily on replay.
Yeah.
They should make it
something about it.
Yeah.
I'm with Rich on this. I'm becoming a curmudgeon on the tush push now. It just sucks the air out of the game.
Well, I've hated it. I've hated it from the beginning. It's a rugby play. It shouldn't be in football. Get it out.
Well, I grew up under the impression that you can't aid the runner, and I always thought that included from behind. But
the bush push, the thing that kind of started all of this, I didn't like that.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Get that man in space.
Hey, we got to like Isaiah Rodgers, though, of the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
All he did this last weekend was have a pick six, a fumble return for a touchdown, and 2 forced fumbles. He did that all in the first half.
That was unreal. That man was unbelievable. On the other side of that, I think we got to throw the Atlanta Falcons under the bus here, because that was a pitiful performance. And I'm starting to think back to their decision-making last year when, midway through the season, everybody knew that Kirk Cousins was cooked and everybody was calling for Penix. And then they finally made the call the last week of the season, and he played great. And they anointed him. He's going to be the starter this year now, based on one game. And I think they probably should have seen a little bit more at the end of last season before they went all in, because I'm not so sure anymore. And that team looks a mess, despite having, maybe the most electric guy in the league in the backfield. They are wasting him right now.
Well, they were fine, though. They were fine until Sunday, and they got shut out. I mean, they were, Penix had been playing pretty well. But, if they go and nobody, I don't know what they can do now if they think Penix is a bust. So they've still got, what's his name? The guy they paid, the guy they got from Minnesota.
Cousins,
Cousins? They still have him on the roster?
Cousins going to probably play.
Geez, I thought they turned him loose for sure. But
and they can put him in now if they give up, if they've given up. Penix just had one bad game. You really think you should throw him under the bus for that? I don't know.
No, I'm not throwing him under the bus necessarily, but I'm throwing the Falcons under the bus for not giving him more run last year. I think they should have given him 3 or 4 starts at the end of last year, so that he would be
give him some more run this year. Let him play his way out of it. I mean, how's he going to help him?
Well, they've got to help him out by getting Bijan more touches. I mean, that'll help you. a lot.
He's their horse for sure. Speaking of run out of town, a guy, Mike Gundy, has been run out of town in Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is not easy because Stillwater is a town that is on the road to nowhere. It actually bypasses Stillwater. It doesn't even go through Stillwater. It goes around it.
Story.
Anyway, we're going to talk about that and a little more college football. We got lots of coaches to throw under the bus. We haven't really done much throwing under the bus, but we got a whole bunch of them taking up space there. When we come back, Under the Bus, brought to you by Hudson's on the Docks. Welcome back. Under the Bus, brought to you by Hudson's on the Docks. Bob Stevens, along with Curry Kirkpatrick and Justin Jarrett, sitting in for Rich Basirico, who would probably have some things to say about all of the coaches that are in deep trouble. Mike Gundy fired today, 4 days after he lost his last game. So, I mean, have they picked an interim? I haven't even read that they've picked an interim coach. I think they have an off week this week, so I think
the assistant will take over. But this happened so fast to Gundy. 2 years ago he was in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah.
And then last year he went 0-9 in the conference. And then this year started out so badly, and he had to open his mouth about Oregon and all their money. Apparently he doesn't get enough money. He was late to the NIL, just like Dabo at Clemson. He was one of these guys that said, I don't need it. I'm going to go with guys, that I have. And it's passed him by, I guess. They figured.
I mean, imagine that. You tell the kids, no, you don't deserve to be paid like the other players in college football, and they don't want to play for you anymore. And
coaching in Stillwater, again, if you don't have money, I mean, there's a lot of places you can go that are.
I mean, Eskimo Joe's only goes so far.
And you get paid. So it's Stillwater. I'm beating on Stillwater here. Stillwater should not go under the bus. Eskimo Joe's is a great
Eskimo Joe's is wonderful.
Hideaway pizza, fabulous. But Curry, you ever been to Stillwater?
A lot.
Gallagher Iba's a gem.
For basketball. Yeah, for basketball. Tons of times. And
wrestling? Never went to feature John Smith or something?
No, I didn't do wrestling. No, didn't do that. But
what is cool about Stillwater is as you mentioned, Curry, Mr. Iba. That's what Stillwater is all about. And he was.
You have the National Wrestling Hall of Fame there as well.
And they have the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. And, Justin,
I went there a lot. I went there a lot when Eddie Sutton was there. After Iba. So
I was a big Cowboys fan back then. Big country, because I grew up in Southeast Kansas. Rebelled against the Jayhawks and the Wildcats, so I had to seek somebody else to cheer for. So I became a big OSU fan.
And that guy that took him to the big guy that took him to the Final Four, Big Country. What was the last name?
Big Country, Bryant Reeves. I was a massive OSU fan back then. But Bob, put into perspective for people what it means for Tulsa to beat Oklahoma State in football. I mean, he almost had to
walk away with a $300,000 check. That was very nice.
that is
very much. We'll take our money and our win. Huge. Oh, huge. Little private school. Our favorite cheer, Curry, you'd understand this. Our favorite cheer always used to be when we were losing, that's all right, that's okay, you're all going to work for us someday. And that's kind of the theme. Tulsa football, smallest Division I enrollment, smaller than the academies. And it's been dicey the last few years. They've had some success in the past, but boy, it has been dicey the last few years. But maybe their new guy, Trey Lamb, from Middle Tennessee State, is going to bring them to the promised land. He lost to Mexico State earlier this year.
Did I read this correct? It's the first time in 75 years that Tulsa's beaten Oklahoma State in Stillwater.
In Stillwater. Now they don't play every year. There have been gaps where they don't play, it was like an 11-time losing streak over there. They beat them a couple of times in Tulsa during the 80s when Oklahoma State was down between Barry Sanders, well, 90s actually, between Barry Sanders and Gundy taking over.
Yeah.
Because Sanders
there
was
were some
Gundy.
lean years. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I didn't realize
Gundy
Gundy played with Barry Sanders on the same team.
Yep.
Gundy was a really good quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Great quarterback. And
Yeah.
Hartley Dykes was actually their third guy, the receiver who flamed out in the NFL, but was unbelievable in college. Oklahoma State was good. Pat Jones was coaching then. Pat Jones is the second winningest coach at Oklahoma State with 62. Gundy had 170 wins.
Wow.
So most
he had it going for a long
more
time.
wins than anybody else get to call their shot on getting out. But Gundy always kind of rubbed people the wrong way a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, for sure. He's always done that. I'm 40. I'm a man.
That's where it started.
I'm gone now. I'm gone.
I'm 58. I'm gone. Yeah.
Look, I was covering Mizzou football that season, so I had to sit on those Big 12 conference calls every Monday and listen to that man. And
were you there for I'm 40? You weren't there for I'm 40.
I wasn't there for I'm 40, but I was on the beat at the time. So the next Monday on the conference call, of course, everybody wanted to ask him about it. Everybody in the country, and he didn't want to talk about it. Those things were miserable. Did you have to sit through those guys?
That as a press guy, that infuriated me because he did it to a female reporter. A female reporter was asking him questions. Yeah.
Who wrote a time column? It wasn't over the line at all.
Yeah.
It was so absurd.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to stand that guy ever sins.
All right, Curry, who's next?
Speaking of over the line,
well, here you go.
Wait a minute.
We got a fan request.
Uh-oh.
We got a fan request that I think Curry might be able to handle. Throw Bill Belichick under the bus. You can accommodate us there, Curry?
For sure.
Well, I'm so embarrassed.
I'm so embarrassed I don't bring him up. But now he's played two Big 12 schools. He's lost 82-23. I mean, they're not even competitive. And I don't know if it's Bill's judgment about getting these players out of the portal. He didn't get anybody. The quarterback is not a Division I quarterback, and he gets hurt every game. And they put in Max Johnson, who's a great story. Busted up his leg. Max Johnson is so much better a quarterback than this guy. What's the guy he starts always gets hurt? I don't know. I can't remember. Gio Lopez can't play. CNP cannot play. And Belichick doesn't help stuff by early in the week he called Central Florida, he called UCF Central, quote Central, and Scott Frost apparently got upset at it, and he used that. So I don't even know if Belichick knows the names of these schools. He played in, and it doesn't do any good with Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, hanging around the sidelines, whispering in his ear before the game, wearing knee-high boots, hot pants, and a white sleeveless top. I mean, okay, you're hot, we know it, but it doesn't do us any good. Doesn't do North Carolina any good with her down there whispering in the coach's ear before the game.
Curry, since you're close to the situation, is Bill going to replace Jordan on Dancing with the Stars? Is that his way out of this thing?
I get that. That'd be good. That'd be good. Well, where they play. Where they played in Orlando. They played in that place called the Bounce House, the Acra Shirts and Insurance Company Bounce House. And I was thinking, Belichick gets enough Bounce House at home, I'm sure, with Jordan, his girlfriend. So I just think, it couldn't. Who couldn't possibly be worse a coach than this at North Carolina? Mac Brown. There's no way this would have been as embarrassing with Mac Brown as our coach. So
Mac would not have let this happen.
No, it's and he'd been a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Of course, next up for the Tar Heels after a week off is Clemson. Yes. And now we get to our boy Dabo.
Would this be a losers leaves town match? Could they put that together with loser is out?
And
but
has to shut up for 3 years at least.
But unlike North Carolina, Clemson has supposedly a terrific lineup, a terrific cast. The problem with Clemson is they were ranked so high to start the season. They had Kate Klubnik, the quarterback, was on some All-American teams. They've got 2 other guys. They got 3 guys that were supposed to be first-round draft choices, and for some reason, Clemson plays with no inspiration, no urgency. I mean, they run down a hill. That's great, and then after that, what happens to them? I mean, Syracuse just dominated the game, and what an embarrassment for Dabo. And unlike when he got angry the week before with that press conference, if they're tired of winning, they can send me down the road. No, Dabo, they're tired of losing. They're not tired of winning. They're tired of losing. And instead of mad, after this game, he was sad. I mean, he was really sad. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's tired of doing it. I don't guess so. But what's going on?
Well, he conveniently doesn't have to do his presser this week because they're off this week. But he did the teleconference last night, and he harped on it being God's plan. That this is God's plan.
Oh, come on, seriously.
Yeah. He said.
So they should have put him in a Charlie Kirk memorial. That would have been.
I can't talk about that. I might get fired.
I want to bring up another Oklahoma team before I forget it, and that's Oklahoma Sooners Brett Venable, who won 24-17, but one of the touchdowns shouldn't have counted.
Right.
Did you see this in the second quarter that the receiver, Satania, their best receiver, he jogs toward the sideline after play like he's going to sub out, and then he lines up quickly, and they quickly throw it to the field. He goes in touchdown untouched, and it was a total cheater move. It was they called it later a hideout tactic, which is illegal. He should have been got unsportsmanlike conduct and a 15-yard penalty. TV pointed it out, but the SEC couldn't do anything about it until after the game. They acknowledged it was should have been a penalty called. In fact, they released a statement that said appropriate accountability will be applied without additional comment. Well, have they applied the appropriate accountability? I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, that means they're going to take the referee in the back and take it out of his hide. It sounds like.
I mean, it was a total sneak move. It was great that they got away with it, but people, you can't do that. You
ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right?
Yeah. Well,
how the refs miss that though? How do they not see him hiding out?
Well, no, they did see it after the fact.
Oh, they just didn't.
They couldn't call it. But
amazing to me that we can review, the most minute details 75 times in, the super slow motion, but we can't just go fix it when we know we messed up.
Well, how about a league that did do appropriate action on Syracuse? Which had 2 guys dropped to the ground for injuries before, but it was before they came to the line, so they didn't even call a penalty, right, Bob?
Right.
No, I don't think so. They
caught the coach.
To slow
they
the
also
game
caught
down.
the coach. They caught the coach on video signaling to him to go down. And it was right before, Clemson was trying to get back in the game. And Klubnik got a touchdown on the play right after that. In fact, after the game, Klubnik told reporters Syracuse was cheating. They were falling down with injuries all game, and he was right. So, and they're going to fine. ACC is going to fine Syracuse $25,000, and of course, Brown, the Syracuse coach, said, "Well, we're he didn't even reply to it. He said we're moving on."
Yeah,
so he said,
25,000.
Yeah,
they're
of course
Syracuse paid the price in the end, though. Their quarterback, who was
Karma,
and Jelly,
and Jelly's out for the season.
Yeah.
Well,
he was
Karma
terrific,
follows.
too.
Karma.
Yeah.
Hey,
so what do you think about Fran Brown? You not a fan, I take it, of Fran Brown, Syracuse?
He's the guy that doesn't take showers if he loses.
Yeah. Right.
he practices his team after the game and makes them do.
That's right. You threw him under the bus for that last.
I'm not a big Fran
or a
Brown
couple
guy.
weeks ago. Yeah, the shine's wearing off a little bit.
But now he gets to play Duke, so be a cheaters jamboree.
So you're a big Fran Brown fan this week.
Yeah, Cuse against Duke. Hey, did you see the trolls? The trolls that Belichick and Dabo Sweeney both got this week were hysterical. The UCF people put up a big a W in the form of Belichick holding his girlfriend, on the beach when he had that photo of him propping his girlfriend up on the beach. They did like a cartoon W in the form of Belichick holding his girlfriend up. It should have been an L. I thought they should have been an L instead of a W.
W. The L on them.
Yeah. But then there was a great one on Dabo. They had a picture. They had here's Dabo without Deshaun Watson or Trevor Lawrence, and they showed a picture of a guy flipping burgers.
They can be brutal.
Good enough, perhaps.
Which one of these four then is in the biggest trouble? Belichick, Dabo, Luke Fickell at Wisconsin, who
oh my God,
everybody says he's a good coach, and Napier at Florida. Which one of those four is on the shortest string?
Napier. I got Napier.
Yeah, I think so.
But I'm telling you, Fickell, Bob, your guy Fickell was a golden boy a few years ago when he came in from Cincinnati to Wisconsin. He's lost his 7 games he's lost his last 7 games against Power 4 conference schools. 0-7. And their fire Fickell chants in Madison going, and the AD had to defend him after the game. Of course, the AD hired Fickell, and he's got like a 25-30 million buyout. So who knows?
It's scary stuff. And of course, Napier's day to day, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's in real trouble.
Yeah.
And
they play Texas next, right?
There's no breathing room in that schedule. They're just going to get pounded. So I think he's in real trouble. And I think they know that there's some attraction to that job because everybody knows what it can be, what it has been, and it's so down right now. It's like buying stock low. Somebody could go in there and get that thing up and running in a hurry. So yeah, I think they're going to have to make a move. I think he's in real trouble.
And they probably will. Hey, we'll be back to talk Ryder Cup and Bruce Pearl. Don't go away. Under the Bus, brought to you by Hudson's on the Docks. Welcome back to Under the Bus. Bob Stevens along with Curry Kirkpatrick and Justin Jarrett. Rich Basirico in Italy this week. I'm sure we'll get a full report next month on his dining selections in Italy. He says he did tell me today before he got on the plane, I will be 10 pounds heavier when I get back.
Oh, yeah. At least.
That's liable to happen. All right, Ryder Cup. This is pretty easy. Nobody said anything special. What do you expect to see, and who do you want to win? Curry?
Well, USA.
I always root for Europe in the Ryder Cup because the U.S. team's so obnoxious usually, and especially on home ground. And Bethpage Black is going to be an absolute circus of when those New Yorkers get out there screaming. I'm interested to see, Bob, you're the golf expert. I'm really interested to see who Keegan Bradley is going to pair DeChambeau with in the team matches, because he's the outlier guy, and he hasn't played the tour for a couple of years, but they all know him and they've played the majors.
They're going to draw straws. Whoever gets the short straw gets DeChambeau.
They all seem to love him, and they say he's a great, and he's been coming to all their tournaments.
Yeah,
but who do you think? Do you think How about the rookie, Griffin? Is it Griffin or Griffith?
Yeah, Griffin, one of the rookies. Cameron Young happens to be the best putter on tour. I'd put Cameron Young with him.
And Cameron Young's from New Jersey,
and
right?
He's from there. So yeah, that'll take care of some of that.
DeChambeau is going to be such the wild card in this thing. I mean, he's going to get the biggest boos, the biggest screams. He's going to rise the crowd. He's going to arouse the crowd at all times. And in fact, they had some. McIlroy had some critical comments about him, right?
That's why the two of them have to play in singles. That's DeChambeau and McIlroy on Sunday with the money on the table. That'll be great. Oh.
What did McIlroy said? He said something about he only gets attention when he talks about other people. He said DeChambeau only gets attention talking about others. And of course, your boy in the Golf Channel killed DeChambeau and a couple times. Randall Chambly called him a circus barker, that he's only interested in himself, not the team. Although it seems to me he's been a team guy.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler had a great line. He said, I'm excited. This is Scotty Scheffler, the greatest golfer in the world, says, I'm excited to unleash Bryson on the course. He's going to unleash him. Wow. That's great.
I'm excited to watch Scheffler in a Ryder Cup, because he is, as we've talked about, seems to be like the ultimate competitor. Like he's got an edge to him that he has to like pull the reins even a little bit. So I'm eager to see him in the setting.
Who's play with Cantley? He plays with Cantley, Bob.
No.
Cantley couldn't play with Cantley together. Cantley and Morikawa usually play together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to put the slowies together, right? You don't want to stick somebody with Cantley and have him mess them up.
That's probably good. You know what? I am going to throw the format under the bus, because they play 4 matches each on Friday and Saturday in the morning and the afternoon, 16 matches in all. But you sit 4 guys each session.
Yeah.
Right?
They do that every year.
You got these guys there. Let's have some more matches. Give the people, they're paying $750 a ticket.
Well, that'd be a real change. So you want more matches?
I want more. I mean, you got 4 guys sitting out. Why aren't at least 2 of them playing? You ought to have at least 5 matches, and that you could have 6 in each.
You don't
session.
need 4 alternates or 4 subs at each time. So I don't know. I'm with you.
I mean, the President's Cup will play 5 of the 6. I think they have the same number of players, but the President's Cup will play 5 matches of each. So there are 20 points or 20 matches out there the first 2 days. But
they do.
But I mean, that's why would I want to buy a $750 ticket to watch 4 matches go through and then they're done, and then you're done until the afternoon.
I don't think it matters who wins the Ryder Cup, because we all know who's taking it home. Trump's coming to get it, just like the soccer trophy and everything else. He's just going to show up, and swipe it, and take it home with him.
Justin, you rooting for the Euros?
No, I think I gotta. We need something to be proud of in this country right now. So give me the Yanks. Give me the Yanks.
All right. I will. I think the Americans might just win, but I think I might end up rooting for the Euros same way for the exact same reason Curry does. All right, last shot. Do we throw Bruce Pearl under the bus for quitting 6 weeks before the season starts, so that they can't hire anybody else except his son?
Absolutely. Nepotism. Go, Curry.
I don't throw him under the bus for that. I throw him out under the bus for the way he went out with that 14-minute video. I don't know if you saw it, but it was just pathetic. I mean, he sat at he came into a darkened room, which happened to be his office, turned on the low lights and started talking to the camera. 14 minutes later, his family comes in. Everybody's crying. He was crying halfway through it. I go back a long way with Bruce Pearl. And when he was before he absolutely invigorated Tennessee, and before he absolutely invigorated Auburn, which really give him his props. I mean, Auburn was a laughing stock in basketball, and now it's one of the great courts to play on in the whole country. But when he was at Southern Indiana, he surreptitiously taped a coach talking to a recruit and tried to get him fired at Illinois. And every coach in America from then on hated Bruce Pearl. I mean, he really got on the bad side of everybody then. And I don't think he's come far enough back to lose that. But
Snitches get stitches, and it's pretty rich when he's like known to be a cheater. That he was snitching on others for cheating.
One of the great cheaters,
man.
great cheaters, and in this 14-minute ridiculous video that he played, he didn't happen to mention the cheating, the probations, the firings. He didn't happen to mention those.
Show cause.
And then he said, and then of course, he's been rumored to run for the Senate in Alabama to take the seat of the equally despicable Tommy Tuberville, who's going to probably become the next great governor of Alabama. What a cesspool.
Lord help us.
Can you imagine? Tuberville governor, Pearl senator. What a cesspool. I mean,
Tuberville wasn't even a good football coach in the SEC. What makes you think he could be a good governor? Come on, man.
He's a great Trump guy. He's a great Trumper.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, boy.
Speaking of which, Curry,
any last folks under the bus?
I think you had some things to say about Jimmy Kimmel, didn't you, Curry? You put him on the agenda.
Well, yeah. Well, I just meant we're the preliminary to Jimmy Kimmel tonight because he's coming back tonight, so everybody's waiting for that. But it was a sad thing. I hated that, as everybody that likes free speech does. But no, I didn't mean to have Kimmel under the bus.
No. I thought maybe you might throw someone under the bus.
We put the head of the FCC under the bus.
I don't know if you all saw. I tried to watch all the late night shows. I've been watching all the late night shows since then. What they all said, and the night that happened, Colbert was just great. I mean, he was really terrific. His whole thing about the Kimmel was great. Much better. I thought Jon Stewart would be terrific, but he wasn't that good. I didn't think.
Oh, I thought it was great. I thought when he opened with the gold background and he was laying it on thick about being an administration approved.
Yeah, he wasn't as great as Colbert though that night.
He was pretty good last night. Stewart was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Colbert last night.
I'm with you.
Yeah, where he waved the Emmy around and said, now I'm the only late night martyr.
Yeah, he did that 2 nights ago, too. He brought that out.
Unless CBS has another idea. All right.
Which one of them's going to run for president, Stewart or Colbert?
Well, the old Colbert didn't he?
Yeah, technically, I think he did. His bizarro cousin.
When he
Colbert.
was on Comedy Central,
he had him on that night. The night Kimmel.
Yeah, he did.
He had him on. Yeah, he played him. That was great. I got one last.
All right,
under the bus guy. This is very unusual. I'm going to throw Arch Manning under the bus. They played poor Sam Houston State on Saturday, and Arch goes in. He gets a running TD. He goes in the end zone. And he stares down the guy on the ground.
Hands over him.
Poor Sam Houston State guy's on the ground. And Arch Manning is staring him down, which he said later he got ripped by the referee. He said the referee ripped my ass. Didn't call a penalty, but Arch said he ripped my ass. And he said, my mom even got mad at me for staring the guy down.
And the guy,
I don't understand why he didn't get a penalty.
I
thought we were flagging that now.
The guy who stared down probably has a new NIL deal. Because his career has been made. Stared down.
Yeah, Arch should probably pump the brakes on that. He beats somebody who doesn't have.
He said he was frustrated. He took out all his frustrations. He took out all his frustrations of the last few weeks on the poor Sam Houston State guy.
All right, Guardians are leading 5-2. Hopefully they can hang on. Thanks, guys. It was a great show. Sorry that Rich couldn't join us. He won't be joining us next week either, but Justin will. We'll be back, and we'll have almost as many people to throw under the bus.